Virtual Ball Boys podcast. My name is Chris, and I'm joined once again by my good friend Matt.
Hey Chris, since KFC is pausing their finger-licking good slogan, does that mean that we can make it ours until they adopt it again?
You know what? I was thinking about filing a patent for that. 100%.
Virtual Ball Boys, we're
finger-licking
finger-licking good.
We're finger-licking good. That is for sure going to be our catchphrase for this season.
Wonderful.
We have to have a name for this season. Like, we have to have like themed seasons and what like our catchphrase for it. So I think finger looking good is what we're going
good
for.
is the catchphrase for this season.
Because most likely KFC will not be able to use it again probably till like 2023. So like I feel like we have to kind of carry it over for at least for this football season. Welcome everyone to the Virtual Ball Boys. We got some fun things lined up for you guys today. Most specifically, the teams that we drafted last week of the New York Bozos and the Golden Gryphons will be playing against each other. It'll be our first game that we ever play, and it's going to be... Oh, God, I'm tipping over things on my desk. It's going to be a...
Destructive.
It's gonna be a destructive game. It's gonna be the first kind of simulation. See how we do with it. And my God, we actually had our good friends Walsh and Gabe help us out with the signing stats and quite some interesting results. We will tell you about that a little later. And plus, we will be finishing up assigning stats to all the VBBFL teams, specifically the Weatherford Sherriffs. It's our last team that we have to do. So that's the gist of it. But first, we have to get into some news. We got some fun things lined up, but unfortunately, we do have to talk seriously for just a little bit. First off, earlier this week, I forget, did it happen? I don't know if it happened during the weekend or not. But a man named Jacob Blake was shot unarmed 7 times in his back. And he is now paralyzed by police, and is now paralyzed from the waist down. It was just yet another incident involving police brutality that has gone viral and has caused a movement to kind of just to be relit that has kind of died down a little bit over the last few weeks. This is the first time that this has happened since sports have been back, and because of that, there's actually been some major things that has been done in the sports world. The NBA, specifically the Milwaukee Bucks, decided to sit out of their playoff game, and that led to all playoff games for the NBA either being boycotted or canceled, and it has led to some division kind of in terms of what to do next in the NBA, but overall everyone's just trying to get the message out there to, instead of watching an NBA game, pay more attention to what's happening right now. And the NHL and MLB have also had their own some of their games canceled or to stand by the family of Jacob Blake and the Black Lives Matter movement. And and the NFL has also come out in responses to things about it. The NFL actually, the NFLPA released a statement earlier. I had it up earlier, and now I'm not going to be able to find it again. But the NFL and NFLPA decided to release a joint statement that essentially that they stood by they stood by the players in speaking out and stood against. Here we go. The NFL community is united more than ever to support one another in these challenging times. We share anger and frustration, most recently as a result of the shooting of Jacob Blake. While our passion continues to run high, we are proud that our players in clubs, league, and union are taking time to have the difficult conversations about these issues that affect the Black community and other communities of color in America. We are especially encouraged that these conversations are about how we can come together to make the necessary and long overdue changes in our country. So I know this, we've talked about this before. We had deep discussions about this before, Matt, but just I guess, what is your reaction to seeing like leagues just shut down in order to protest police brutality?
Yeah, I mean, all my thoughts are on Black Lives Matter are in the last episode that we did. Of course, I'm in support of it. The there's a quote that a lot of people are bringing up that Nationals pitcher Sean Doolittle made of sports are the reward of a functioning society. He made that about COVID-19, but why should we get to enjoy things when there's so much suffering happening right now? And the idea that a lot of people are reacting to the players not playing, they're like, shut up, do your jobs, whatever the hell. What is this going to accomplish is the thing I hear a lot. And what I hear in a decent number of people I communicate with is like, what is this even going to accomplish if they don't play sports? It gets people talking about it. It gets people at least having to confront the conversation, face the reality of what's going on without sports being there and making a statement that people have to pay attention to. These athletes have so much pull. They have so much influence over what happens as a result. If they don't play, there's no game. That's just the facts. And no matter what anyone tries to get them to do, if they don't play, there's no game to happen. And I kind of went off on a bunch of different things, but if these athletes strike and say we're not going to play until we see justice, or until or have this conversation for people, people either want to avoid it, they want to deflect, and I get needing a distraction from shit, but acting like an issue isn't important, or that athletes don't get to have opinions, doesn't actually care. They just want to either forget that problems don't exist, or they're okay with them existing.
Yeah, I 100% agree with everything you said, and I've said my thoughts on the movement as well, and I stand by it. And we just have how we've had for the last 8 or 9, 10 episodes or so. We've had a link in the description to a bunch of resources in regards to Black Lives Matter, and that will of course be in the description of this podcast as well. I just think of it like Doc Rivers, the head coach of the Los Angeles Clippers, had a very moving speech that he gave during a press conference, and one element of it was basically it's hard that we love America and America does not love us back. And that's such a powerful thing for him to say as a black man, coaching, being a face of a franchise, being a head coach, but just being a black man in America, and knowing that you're going to be looked at differently because of the color of your skin, and you're going to be treated differently because of the color of your skin. It's incredibly fucked up. And I think that the NFL, I would not be surprised if the NFL doesn't start on time because of it. I feel like the NFL is going to. I feel like there's gonna be players that, because the other side of it too is that it's not just forcing fans to have the conversation. It's also holding the fire to owners that have supported causes that work against Black Lives Matter and work against equality when in terms of working against this fight against police brutality. These owners are putting money into causes that will try to block that, and I think that it would be a powerful move for players to say, we're not going to play for your organization because you are funding, and yet you are a rich guy.
Systemic oppression.
Right, exactly. And so and the thing is, I don't trust I read the NFL statement, NFLPA statement, and I just don't trust the NFL when it comes to these things. I just don't. And we have seen evidence of this over the years. But even just now, and I'm just going to kind of blend headlines here real quick, we have seen how much shit that they have done over the years to basically undermine Colin Kaepernick and undermine a lot of these things. And just just yesterday in the 24-hour window, the NFL had so many fucking bad headlines come out. The New York Times came out with a article that basically the black former NFL players say that racial bias skews concussion payouts. So the NFL had this big old concussion lawsuit that they settled, and they have to pay out to these NFL players, and it's in a settlement, and these black former NFL players are accusing them for using tests that basically say that, you know, the black mind is weaker than the white mind. So when you do these tests and you see that the black mind is maybe weaker, then you don't have to pay them because that's just naturally who they are, which is so fucked up.
Yep.
Which is incredibly fucked up. And then you have the other side of it, which doesn't have to do with racial issues, but it has to do with just general how these NFL owners act. Dan Schneider got called out again in a Washington Post article, basically by a few women, but specifically a woman named Tiffany Bacon Scorby. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but she was a team cheerleader who, on one occasion, she approached Schneider and a so-called doctor or official ophthalmologist, and Schneider was like, "Oh, hey, why don't you go upstairs with him and get to know him better?" And she thought that he was joking, and he was not. Mm-hmm. And Schneider also had like a cheerleader calendar shoot and like had some of the photos taken sent directly to him and other executives that were, I guess, revealing. Yeah, it was like outtakes of the shoot, and it featured the cheerleaders adjusting their bathing suits and revealing their breasts and genitals as they changed positions and moved props for the shoot. It's fucking wild that, like, I will always watch. I love football. I love the players specifically. But it is so hard to consume a product that had at the very top there is so much fuckery. Yeah. And when I hear this statement come out saying that they support players, like, great, it's more than you're doing like 3 years ago with the Colin Kaepernick stuff. But can I fucking trust you to actually take the next step? I don't.
So there's this idea that I've been kind of mulling over, and that's like there are things that you and I universally love that are so problematic at their core, and we still love them, and we do our best to fight and advocate for them to get better. The NFL is not perfect. We've never said it was. We really enjoy it, and we want it to get better. This country, I argue, it's more patriotic to want to make this country better than to just say that everything is perfect, and that makes it patriotic.
Right. I think people confuse patriotism with, like, I don't know, Stockholm syndrome. Almost. Yeah. Like, it's very strange.
Like, so, end all be all, if you like something and it has problems, that does not mean that you get to like the problems or that you have to like the problems. You're allowed to want to fix them and make them better, and there's always room for everybody to get better. And I truly believe that there's no such thing as, like, well, not necessarily no such thing. There are some people and some things that are beyond redemption, but if there's an effort made and, like, an actual progress is being made, then that's good. And I don't think that we should throw things away.
No, for sure. I'm just hoping, like, this investigation into Dan Schneider and the Washington football team, I really hope that right now it's still not really independent. They claim it is, but it isn't. I hope that the NFL, despite it constantly keep on releasing statements saying, like, no, we're gonna keep it as the way it is right now in terms of the investigation. I hope that they see the light eventually and that they do something about it, and that will be a big step. And I hope that this movement does change their minds on things. I hope they do reach the owners and they finally say, look at what your money is doing. A little bit, So we'll just see. We'll see how it goes.
Players have all the leverage.
Yep. Next on the list, this weekend was a little weird for the NFL. Also on the COVID front, they had 11 teams affected by a false COVID, a false positive COVID test, which meant like 77 players or something along those lines ended up being sidelined and facilities got shut down. It ended up being a botched testing by a New Jersey lab called BioReference. It seemed it was good that it ended up being the case that none of them were actually positive. Like that's very good. But the concerns kind of began to raise, what effect is that going to have on if that happens during the season and teams shut down? Do we think that the NFL will be able to kind of adjust in a situation like this? Like I guess my question to you, Matt, is how is this, how would people react if something like this happened in the regular season?
I think that the way that the teams handled this specific deal was actually pretty good. Like they were able to quickly change their plans, get like results, quarantine themselves, and then they realized that they were good to go. So I think it's good news just that they have a plan and they're able to execute it.
No, I agree. I think it was ultimately a good thing. I hope that they maybe move around testing a little bit so that way if something like this were to happen, then like I guess games wouldn't be affected. But even if they were, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're this league has done a surprisingly like really good job. Like there's only one player in the league right now that's on the COVID list.
Yeah.
Out of like 2,000, like which is fucking wild.
And I like people want to play. And as long as that message is pounded into everybody's heads, we're gonna have a season.
Yeah, I think it, like I mean again, barring like a walkout for the BLM protests and all that, you know that it seems more than likely now that COVID is not going to play an impact on at least the beginning of the season, but we will see how it unfolds the rest of the way. Two smaller items here. I guess this wasn't really a small item earlier in the week, but because of everything that's been happening, it's been tossed to the side a little bit. Earl Thomas was released by the Ravens after getting into a fight in practice. It's been later kind of reported that Earl Thomas was really not doing the job a veteran would be expected to do as a member of the Ravens, not really showing up to practice on time, not really studying the playbook well. And overall, Earl Thomas, the legend from Seattle, it's not a good look for him.
Teamless currently.
He's teamless right now. No one's signing him. Everyone kind of linked him to the Cowboys. But who knows? But he is currently on the market as of this recording. And offensive guard Andre Dillard suffered a torn bicep in Eagles camp, which means
those poor fucking Eagles, Jesus.
The Eagles will be down yet another offensive. Well, he actually was playing offensive tackle. I wrote down guard by accident. But excuse me, there's a thunderstorm while we're recording. It's great. Yeah, no, this is bad. Like the Eagles are just in such bad shape, man. They are. I don't know what it is. They just always get injured. It's amazing.
It's so unfortunate because they should have an amazing team. And they don't. Because they keep getting injured.
They keep getting injured. It's really rough.
Who's the number one receiver? Like their number one receiving option is their tight end, Zach Ertz.
Can we design an Eagles uniform that's made out of bubble wrap?
We could. Green bubble wrap exists.
Yeah, like can we have those would be great for mic'd up segments because they would just when they get tackled to the ground, all you just hear is like just popping or just like farting noises. All right, so that's it for the news. It's time to play our game. So the Bozos and the Gryphons. These are two teams that are not actually going to play in our VBBFL league. These are just our teams that we drafted as example teams, or just because hey, we wanted to see what it was like if we also took part in the draft. And so we we did go through our we don't have to go down line by line for our rosters. You guys know who our rosters are from the last episode. If you didn't, you should listen to the last episode for that. But let's talk about our total stats. You want to start first?
Yeah, sure. So like we said earlier, our stats were done by fellow TCP members Walsh and Gabe. I have an offense score of 11.
Which is kick-ass.
Which is amazing. I have a ball handling score of 2, which is pretty nice.
Yeah.
And then I have a defense of -13.
I mean, well, I will say like that offense is really nice.
That offense is really nice.
It's a really nice offensive stat. So it helps with the blow a little bit to the defense, but regardless, you're in good shape. And then for me, I got an offensive stat of 4, so not as good. A ball handling of 6, which is nice, and then a defensive stat of -10. We will be scoring on each other left and right.
Yes.
It will be amazing. But I think the key to this battle is going to be ball handling. The ball handling is going to be the key to it. I think that's going to play a very important role in how this kind of goes through.
Roll.
Yeah, oh my god, the Thunder. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about it. We were set to record today, we have to record, and
we gotta.
The Thunder's coming.
The Thunder will not wait.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm set to. So what way I was thinking about doing this is that we will, as we do each drive, we will at the end result we will try to describe what the drive was like, which is kind of how we're planning on doing it for the regular season as well.
Yes, this is our first attempt at doing one of these.
Yeah, I'm actually going to put a stop clock on just to see how long it takes us to get through.
Okay, cool. All right, we do need to decide who's home and who's away.
No, I don't think that's really an impact on this right now. I mean,
who goes first?
Oh yeah, we could do a coin flip for that.
Yeah.
Is there like a virtual coin flip?
Probably.
Coin flip online. Probably one like that has like 50,000 ads.
Oh, literally,
and then, like,
if you search coin flip in Google, it gives it to you right in the browser.
Okay, all right. So I'll refresh my page. Do you want?
I want tails.
You want tails? Okay,
I want tails.
All right, I'm flipping. And it landed on heads. I can screenshot as well.
No, you're good. You're good.
Just to prove that.
Would you like to go first a second?
I was gonna say I will defer, so you can start off the first half.
Okay.
All right. Let's get the show on the road.
Yeah.
So you start on offense, and I have to face you via my defense, right?
Yep. So we each roll a d20, and then we add my offense score and your defense score.
Okay, just one d20?
Yep, one d20.
Okay. Oh, wait, this is not the right chat. So we're using a dice parser via the Discord. But here we go. Okay, so my defensive stat was a 2.
And mine was a 20.
Okay, perfect. So... All right,
so now I have to make a ball handling check with my team. So it's a d20 plus my ball handling score versus your new defensive roll.
A new defensive roll.
Yeah, so you make a new defensive roll, and then I do. Oh, and I get advantage.
Yeah. Scratch that on the ball handling front. I don't know with how better defenses are if either anything's going to be stopped today. Okay, so that's a 9.
And that's an 18.
Okay, all right. So you scored.
So
now describe how that happens.
Okay, so how that happens: Lucario, my starting quarterback, takes the ball. He has to scramble a little bit, but ends up connecting with Shulk because Shulk saw it coming with his future sight and knew where the defense was going to be and was able to run into the end zone.
All right, perfect. And then for extra point, so you want to do a kick or a run-in? Do you want to go for 8 points here, or you want to go just for the Just for
let's do a run-in.
Run-in? Okay.
Yeah. So I have to make a team offensive check at disadvantage against your defense check.
Okay. All right. You go first.
Okay. So I have to take my worst result. That's a 2. Okay, so it's gonna be a 2 plus 11. That's gonna be a 13.
A 13. Okay.
So I don't think there's any way that you can roll higher than me.
Well, I got a 3 minus 10, and that was a negative 3.
Yep. So we're good. All right. Yeah. So that's 2 points. So I have 8.
Yeah, it's all right. So it's 8-0 Golden Griffins.
Yep.
All right. So now it's 3 drives per quarter.
Yes.
If I remember correctly. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So now the offense for my crew is going to start driving. I'll go ahead and start things off. My offense score is 5 plus 4, 9.
And that's going to be a nat 20, so I intercept the ball.
Wow. Wow. All right. So then you intercept it, and so now, all right. So then that's all right. So describe how that happens. Who does it? Yeah, Raz is going to for the first. He wants to start bold. Decides to throw Cappy, okay. or Hat Ball. And all of a sudden, Raz is sucked into the brain of which character for you?
I guess let's do Louis. And
so now Raz has to complete this level.
Driven.
Level inside of
driven by brain. Madness, Louis Louis's madness, Louis ends up being able to get the ball.
No, Louis outside the gate just is just ending any hopes of the of offense of an offensive showdown for good old New York Bozos. That's why they're the Bozos, folks.
They're the Bozos.
All right. So it's your offensive drive then. All
right.
Oh yes. Yeah, okay. So you didn't score necessarily on that.
No, I didn't score. Now we're on my your play roll just ended. So now it's mine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right. So let's roll another offensive check.
This is why you roll, folks.
And that's gonna be that's gonna be a 30.
My God! All right, here we go. That's a 19 minus 10. It's 9.
All right, I get advantage on my ball handling check.
All right,
I'll do my 2. Oh, that's a nat 1. That's
a nat 1.
Though. I get advantage though.
What is it?
I rolled 2 nat 1s.
Oh no. So, and that one, does that mean that means no? That just means no touchdown.
That does mean no touchdown. Yes.
Okay, so describe how you fail.
Okay, so Lucario's in again. Hands the ball off to Daxter, and then Daxter thinks that he sees that O-Chunks is made of paper and tries to just run right through him, but O-Chunks is sturdier paper.
Yeah.
Then
O-Chunks just shuts it down.
Yeah.
Just throws him just spikes Daxter into the ground is what happens.
Yes.
Daxter needs to clean up his act a little bit. Also, yeah, and also if you roll a 1, if that's your roll, you have to lose a player, even if it was with advantage.
It's 3 nat 1s.
Oh, it's 3 nat 1s?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
Yep.
All right. So
we're consulting with.
Yeah, we do have Walsh on standby listening to us. But yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
We are.
So the rule says if any team rolls 3 nat 1s, choose a character at random. But one of those nat 1s didn't technically count because it was like one of them counted through advantage, but both of them were for the same roll with an advantage. Matt is highlighting the rule right now.
All right.
I feel like we're like game show hosts talking to the producers.
Yeah, we're kind of like just listening to in the ear right now, of our producer who's basically yelling at us to get our act together here.
We need a ruling. We will we'll work on things as we go on. So we should start quarter 2 now. It is still 8-0.
So I think the ruling has come down on the one front. It looks like the game mother of our game here has ruled that even though it was for an advantage roll, that those 2 ones will still count because you rolled it.
I'm fine with it, but just the way that we connect this to D&D, and I would be arguing this if you rolled the 2 ones as well, just so you know.
No, I know. I understand.
The like when you roll for advantage, only one of the numbers actually counts.
Yeah.
And we're getting a response.
Okay. Well, so let's keep moving.
Yeah,
I got my I started my offensive drive. I'm at 5, so I'm sure that's gonna be very hard to beat.
No, you're not.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I keep on thinking. I'm applying defensive to everything. I apologize. It's a 19. My offense is 19. Okay.
And I'm at -2, so you get to.
All right, cool. All right, so I get to try an advantage shot at this. That starts out with a 16. Oh shit! Do we do it at the same time again?
It's not gonna matter for me, no matter which one of those are mine. So.
Okay, so I'm successful.
Yeah. So touchdown.
So let's say Raz. I think this time he's gonna hand it off to Hat Kid, and Hat Kid, with her speedy hat unlocked, just like Le'Veon Bell, patient as all hell, running just serpentines around this defense and just runs it in to the end zone. It was I would say like it was like a 30-yard run. It was pretty freaking impressive.
Nice.
I would say. So and then I feel like at this point, I'm thinking to run it in just to tie it up. You know, just
okay.
I gotta catch up here.
Yeah.
So make a offensive check on disadvantage.
Yep, against my defense.
All right. That's a 3. Oh no.
Okay.
And that's all right. So I will take the set. It's a 7. That is my
7.
lowest score.
Okay. So I need to roll a 20.
Oh, not 20. Yeah.
Okay, you run it in.
Yeah. Okay. So now it's a tied game. 8-8. 8-8.
Yep.
So that's how we kick off the second quarter.
Second quarter. All right.
We're tied up.
Turn. All right. That's gonna be an offense roll of 26.
Jesus Christ, man. All right. That's at 6. So you're good.
Okay. Cool. All right. Rolling. I'm gonna roll 2 right in a row to get advantage.
All right.
That's gonna be what's my ball handling? A 2. So that's gonna be 19 for me.
That's for the ball handling front.
Yes, against your defense, which
not good. That was
not
a 7. Minus 10 is a -3.
All right, so that's a touchdown. I'm gonna try to kick it this time.
Okay.
Just because I want to see how that works. So, for the touchdown itself, Carmelita actually went in as like a bit of a distraction.
Sure.
And she faked a handoff to Daxter and then passed the ball to Greg, the 2 foxes on the team, and Greg was able to sneakily run it in for a touchdown.
Cool. All right.
And now Buddy comes up to kick. And Buddy pulls his leg back. And I have to roll a d20.
So
and I have to try to
2, which is Buddy's
stat. I get to add 2. So I have to roll an 8 or better. And Buddy just barely, he hits the upright and donks it in.
It's a double doink, but it actually goes in this time.
But it actually goes in this time. You hurt me.
I'm sorry. It was right there.
So it's 15-8, and it is the Bozos' turn.
All right. It is. So this is the last drive of the second quarter.
Yep.
Let's see. By the way, I think we had a ruling earlier on the 1-1 situation.
Yeah, so he did say it was he said like he imagined that any ones would count, and the fact that rolling 2 ones in a row is 0.25%, I will concede. So if I roll another one, I get an injury.
Okay. Well, let's hope not. I don't want to root for injury on your team. But you're on the brink of that happening. For right now, I got a 14 for my offense to start out.
And I got a 5.
All right. Now time for the ball handling. Was that with advantage? No, right?
Ball. Yeah, you get advantage. Your score was higher.
All right. So that is
it's 19?
19, and then okay, we'll keep it at 19.
And that's gonna not be enough for me.
All right, yep. I think this time, I think Raz. I think they're gonna run 3 verticals here. I think you're gonna see Shell, Papyrus, Mona all go downhill, and I think this time Raz is gonna throw the deep ball to our good boy Papyrus, and Papyrus is gonna run it in, almost rolling in, dropping his pasta into the end zone for the touchdown. All right, this time I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go for it again. I'll run it in. See what we gotta do here. Oh, that's a nat 20.
That's a nat 20.
So I just run it in.
You just run right in.
I like literally no one touches Hat Kid here. Hat Kid just gets it in. Does the Hat Kid does that dance that she does when like you are you lose a level too many times, and then they are like, oh hey, you need to do you want some extra help, and then it's like an encouraging dance, like it's okay to ask for help, it's all good. Which I really appreciate. Please play a Hat in Time. It's a very wholesome game. All right, so start of the third quarter. So now if we were gonna go via football rules, like actual football rules, technically I would start this third quarter and you would do the fourth quarter.
Let's just to keep it easy consistent on us, let's just keep
it going with yours.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's your drive to start the third.
Yep, so my offensive roll is a
Jesus
28.
Christ. All right. And mine's not going to come any close to that.
Yeah, okay. So now
you're in.
Check.
You're in. This is just it's a high scoring game, folks. That's all you that's all you can kind of
all right,
hold on to. What's the
there's
score
my ball
right
handling check.
It's 16-15, right?
It is 16-15 Bozos. So my ball handling check is 19.
Okay. That's still nowhere close.
Nope.
It's an 8 minus 10, -2. You're good.
Yeah.
You're
all
in.
Right. Lucario now throws the ball. This time actually he throws it to Midna. Throws it to the running back. And the offensive line does a great job of providing time. So Midna's able to kind of sneak through the shadows off into the end zone. And I really need to try to get ahead of you as much as I can, so I'm running that damn ball in.
You got it, man. All right. Let's see what you got.
28.
Okay.
Damn
it!
20!
No! So I go ahead. What were you planning on trying to do?
I was going to have Midna ride the hot hand, so have Midna try to run it in as well. But she was stopped this time.
Goose grabs the hand and just pulls it out of the end zone with his beak. That's what happens. from preventing any extra actions from happening here. All right, so then, but you do still take the lead. It is now 21-16.
Yep.
In the beginning of the third quarter. All right. Stops. All right, I'm just checking my stopwatch here. All right, let's keep going. I now start. I go on the offensive. See what we got. All right, that's a 19.
Cool. And I get 1.
A
dirty one, not
one.
Not a natural one. Not a natural one.
Yeah, a dirty one. I like
Yep.
I like that term. All right, so then for the ball handling, go for advantage here. That's a 12. That's a 3. Okay, I'll take the
Yeah,
the
you
18.
good. You good.
All right, I roll it in. I will say this time around, this is actually, it goes down to the 1 yard line, and we bring out our offensive lineman in PD Piranha, and PD Piranha just punches it in, and he spikes it with his leafy hands.
Sweet.
So now that means for the time being, that moves up the score to 22-21. I will want to make this a field goal lead at least, so I have to go for it here.
Even though there are no field goals in this game.
There's no field goals in this game. Look, when you're facing where we have 2 bad defenses, you want to take advantage of it as much as possible.
No, I get it.
All right. That is a 15.
Disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage. Shit, I forgot about that. I forgot already. Okay, so that is a 5. That's a 13. Shit, yeah, 13.
And I rolled
a natural one. A natural one, baby.
All right, so the rules of this state that if someone rolls 3 natural ones, fuck you, Matt. I'm kidding. If someone rolls 3 natural ones, that means a player gets injured, and I have to roll a d12 to figure out which of my characters get injured. So that's gonna suck. Who am I saying goodbye to? 1d12. It's going to be character number 3. Daxter somehow got injured on that play.
So again, what the universe that I was thinking was that everyone plays on both sides of the ball here.
Okay.
So I think Daxter was just trying to play defense there, and he tried to make a play, and he got. I feel like it would be hard to describe injuries. I feel like I don't want to, but anyways, Daxter gets hurt, and he is out for the game.
Yep. So I have to subtract his stats from my team. So now I have a 10 for offense.
But your offense and defense both go up.
Yeah,
that makes you feel better.
So I get a 12 on offense now.
Yes,
I get a minus 12 on defense.
Yeah,
and then I'm down to 0 ball handling.
It's not. I mean, the ball handling's rough. That's a hard blow. But on the other fronts, that's not bad at all. Like you kind of like Daxter. We love Daxter. He's a great character. He's kind of a liability, and so it kind of ended up helping you out a little bit.
Yep.
All right. So then that's there you go. So now it's 24-21 Bozos. End of third quarter drive for the Gryphons. Yeah.
End of third quarter. That's gonna be a 19.
Jesus Christ, the 12 is just insane. Yeah, forget it. It's a dirty one right there.
My bonus beats your.
Yeah, the bonus beats an
roll.
11 roll. Like my goodness gracious. Okay. Yeah. Moving on to the ball handling there.
Okay. So this is just whatever number this is. I'm gonna roll it twice. 18, 16. So 18.
Jesus. I need a nat 20 here to save my ass. Nope. That's not how it rolls here.
That's not how it rolls. So I get touchdown me.
Alright, so that's 27-24.
I have to try to run it in. And it's all on Minda. She tried last time. She's going to try it again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So with disadvantage, doesn't matter. No, it's disadvantage. Fuck.
Well, no, you're probably still in good shape.
Yeah, plus 12. That's 16.
Yeah, I think you're still in good shape.
Yeah.
It's a fucking 8.
Yep. Okay. So Minda's able to get in this time. The Roys do a little bit better job creating an opening.
All right. So that means it's 29-24. We need to also keep track. Don't you during the season keep track of like unique scores in football?
Scoregami. Yeah, we'll scoregami this.
We have to check. Yeah, we have to see if we hit scoregami here. So it's 29-24 right now with the Gryphons in the lead. All right. We're kicking off the last quarter
Final
here.
Quarter. I got to stop you on one of these.
All right, that is a 18.
That is a 5.
All right, offense good. All right, and then roll and ball handling for advantage. That is a 17.
17. That's not gonna cut it.
All right. So then the New York Bozos take the lead 30-29, and I will, once again, we're just going to run it in again. We're going to try to take advantage of this, and I will probably regret it because I'm due for a natural 1 here.
I got a 4.
I got a dirty 20.
So you run it in.
Yeah, I forgot to describe. So the initial touchdown was I think we did like a little bit of like a trick play. Maxwell, who actually got into the game, ended up taking the snap and throwing it to Raz. Raz runs it in for the touchdown, and I think for the I think we do it simple for the run in or run it in. I think actually Raz throws it to Shell, and Shell catches it for the touchdown. So it's 32.
A high scoring game. Jeez,
it is it's got defense.
Yeah,
got no defense for either of us right now.
Yep.
All right, so it's 32-29.
All right,
to start the fourth quarter.
Here I go, pulling out all the stops. That's gonna be an 18,
and that's -5.
Hell yeah! All right, ball handling time. That's a nat 20.
Nat 20.
That's a touchdown.
Bother.
All right, the defense doesn't even notice that Greg is there.
Should I just roll just for like just in case I get a natural 1? Okay, no.
Okay.
That just makes me feel bad. I want to see if I can get a 1 in there.
Yeah.
Just help the situation out a little bit.
So the defense isn't even going to notice that Greg is there. They're focused on the fact that I have both of my quarterbacks out and trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing with that. Lucario gets the ball, throws it to Greg. Greg scores, and we got to run it in, even though it really won't matter either way. But I think my team is better at running it in than it is kicking a field goal.
Okay, fair enough.
Fuck.
A natural 1.
Fuck.
And that's for disadvantage.
So that counts.
Okay, so so you got 6 points there, so you still take the lead. It's 35-32 Gryphons. Yeah. So there we go. All right, last drive of the game.
I need a nat 20 to stop you, or
you need a nat 20.
Get a nat 1.
Yep. This is coming down to the wire here, folks. Yep. A big old preseason game.
There's
all right. That's a 6 plus 4. That's a 10.
That's also a 6, but -12, so that doesn't count.
Okay.
All right, ball handling.
The ball handling's the key point here.
You get advantage.
19 and a 1,
but
the natural 1.
Is that 2 1s for you?
That is the I thought that was the first one for me.
That might be your first one. Oh, I got another one.
but since it was advantage, I got 19 plus 4. That's 23.
Right, defense has got to make a stop.
That's 20.
My alligators, crocodiles are beefing themselves up, getting ready, watching the quarterback, and the result is they are run right past. They spend too much time flexing and don't even notice that the play has started.
And that is a 38-35. Let me bring out my kicker for this one, because I think if this was NFL rules, the game would be over.
Yeah.
But let's just give the kicking game a shot real quick. I gotta bring out good old Stanley to really cement this here. That is an 8 plus 3. That's an 11. So then that's a good kick. That's a good kick. Final score is 39-35. The Bozos take it.
Wonderful. Let's check to see if that's a scoregami.
Scoregami. That was a highly offensive game. Extremely offensive. A
lot of swearing.
a lot of swearing. What? But that was fun. That was good. And
39-35 has happened before.
Okay.
Most recently in 2016, the Lions beat the Colts. On your birthday.
Hey, there you go. All right, so 39-35, and that came out to about 29, basically a half hour.
So we're not doing all 4 games on the podcast.
Yeah, that's I mean, I was hoping we would be able to.
No,
but now it's
we would.
Yeah, so we'll figure something out. We will choose a game to highlight maybe, and then play it out, and then we'll do Sports Center-esque for the other 3.
Yeah.
Just how regional restrictions anyway kind of take some games off the air. All that, it's the same with this. So with that said, speaking of the rest of the VBBFL, the actual VBBFL, and once again, thank you to Walsh and Gabe for setting that all up for us. That was a lot of fun. That was chaotic and a good time. Speaking of the VBBFL and stat assigning, we got one more set of stats to take care of, and that is of the Weatherford Sherriffs.
This team's in here and we're out there, and I'm glad the caveman's in there and we're out here, and who's the sheriff?
God damn it. This is a team drafted by my sister's fiance, or my future brother-in-law, Anthony. So thank you, Anthony. And our good old Peach Town finally gets its wings today. Finally grows its fuzz.
Ooh.
There you go. So let's start things off with Samus.
Samus Aran from the Metroid series is a bounty hunter. Was one of the first surprises in video games because Samus is a girl. Bounty
what's so
Hunter
fucked up about that?
What's that?
I like the fact that they're like, oh, she's a girl, and they with very very little clothing. Basically, they had to reveal that
the screen you got at the end depended on how fast you beat the game. So that was being in under a certain amount of time, you got her in a bikini.
That's so gross.
Yeah.
I know it's of its time, but my goodness.
Yeah. It's also, women in bikinis aren't that bad, but I get it.
No, I guess I just meant that there was a certain reward to have her not have less clothing.
Is strange.
It's very strange. Yeah. All right. So Samus. I mean, look, strong shooter, strong hunter overall, bounty hunter of the universe.
Yeah.
I mean, a leader in a way.
Feels strong in both offense and ball handling, but she doesn't seem weak in defense either, which is the weird thing.
So I think that this is a character that maybe we could do more neutral stats on.
Okay.
While complementing the fact that she's a very strong character.
Yeah.
If there's one statistic that you think that she's weak on, I would say do like a -1 there.
Okay.
Maybe.
Let's do -1 offense, 0 defense, 1 ball handling, because she does use ranged projectiles a lot.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool. All right,
Gengar.
Next up, running backs. Gengar. Gengar is a Pokemon. Gengar is very frail, so we're going to have low defense. Very fast, very offensive, known for doing like ranged attacks like Shadow Ball, and its main gimmick in the first games was a move called Dream Eater, which would basically, like, on a sleeping Pokemon, you would use the move and drain its health for yourself.
Wow.
He's also a ghost.
Yes. That's a lot.
But, like I said, Gengar, very frail Pokemon. So I would be cool with doing, like, maybe 2 offense, 2 ball handling, -4 defense.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Cool. All right, our other running back is Singed, and I don't remember where Singed is from, and I'm going to be saying that a lot on Anthony's list. League of Legends. Okay.
League of Legends. Singed is looks like it's a specialist. He's a specialist, I should say. He's very good at melee and magic. He's freaky looking. He's a mad He's a mad chemist.
Yes.
Specifically.
Yes.
I don't know, like, I don't, so the big thing here is that, like, I guess, I'm trying to remember how League of Legends works, so he is considered, like, one of the main, like, heroes you play as, I guess. Like,
he is a tank, it says on here.
On here, I
have... On the official League of Legends website, he is a tank.
Okay, so this has listed, it has here listed specialists on the wiki, so that maybe the wiki is just getting it wrong. Regardless, so a tank-like character, close to that area of things. Yeah, I mean, I just look at him and I'm thinking he's I don't know if like in terms of speed, I don't know how much we could weigh speed. I don't think really speed's a major aspect of League of Legends.
Yeah.
For what I've played of it. So it's more so the power-ups here. Just considering how big he is, I think that maybe like a defensive and ball handling elements might be more of the emphasis here.
Yeah, I think so too. 2 defense, 1 ball handling, -3 offense.
Yep.
All right. Next up are wide receivers. We have Crash the Bandicoot. I know his name is Crash Bandicoot, but he is also a Bandicoot, so my sentence made sense.
Yes.
Crash, I feel like, honestly, is going to have a really good offense stat because he's just fucking wild, fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's all over the place. I don't know where he stands on the defensive front. I feel like he might not be as defensive, but like I feel
in his original games, like you needed you couldn't really take hits that well. You needed Aku Aku in order to like actually take hits.
Okay, so this is I would say this is a offensive heavy player then.
Yeah.
Especially considering that spin that just
do you want to do a 4 or 5?
Ooh.
I'm fine doing 5.
Let's do it.
Cool. -3 defense, -2 ball handling. He does so many spins and jukes that I don't think that the ball's always going to stay in his hand.
Yes. No, that's completely fair. That's fair.
Cool. All right, our other 2 wide receivers are both from Overwatch, and I actually know a bit about Overwatch, so...
You're helping me out here.
Yeah, so we have Tracer. Tracer is the hero that appears on the box art. Very fast. Can kind of do like some like time travel shenanigans to get around even faster, but another very frail character.
So another maybe like more defensive drop off.
Yeah.
With offense and ball handling, maybe shining the light here. You could do like a 3 or 4 maybe for offense.
Let's do 3.
Okay.
And then -3 defense, 0 ball handling.
Perfect.
Cool. Our other character from Overwatch, and one of my former mains, Lucio, a Brazilian DJ, can kind of like he's more of a support character. He can heal the team, but also like he kind of has like two like streams where he can either heal the team or he can speed them up. Yeah. So that might almost be a little bit more defensive, but also offensive because speed.
Yeah. That's I'm down for that. I think that would make sense.
How about 2/2 and -4?
Yeah.
All right. That is our skill position players. Next, we have the offensive line. We have Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil. Right, I know that Leon is Resident Evil 4, which is the most famous one. Lots of guns.
Yeah,
I know he's next to nothing.
Yeah, American federal agent currently employed the DSO,
yep.
A counterterrorism agency with direct presidential oversight. He's a known survivor of the 1998 Raccoon City destruction incident. Then, as a police officer, so he is a police officer, a well-built man, looks like.
I am a little weirded out that Resident Evil Wiki has the character's blood type listed.
I mean, maybe that's a game mechanic. I don't know. That I could not tell you, but that's probably that could be the case.
Yeah. So Leon also like the big thing of Resident Evil 4 is like protecting the president's daughter or something.
Okay.
And escorting her throughout the game. So I think that we could do some defense into that.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. 3 or 4
for the defense.
Yeah.
Let's do 3.
Okay. And then offense and ball handling.
I mean, we could do like a 1 on offense, -4 ball handling, or we could do whatever works.
Cool. All right, next up, Wrecking Ball, another Overwatch character. This is a hamster in a giant ball. And because it is specifically Wrecking Ball, we will allow the hamster to be in said giant ball.
Yeah, no, I think that's valid.
Yeah. So I feel like this is going to be a pretty big defense stat, but it's also like it's an Overwatch hero, so there's a lot of guns.
Right. So there is some range elements to Wrecking Ball, which I guess would mean a ball handling situation.
I mean, he's also a ball, so he kind of handles himself really well.
Wow. God damn.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So all right. So then let's do it. Let's go hard on the ball handling, shall we?
All right, 4 or 5. Or 6 because it's in a ball.
Oh my god, do we just go all in here?
Let's do it. We got it.
All right, 6 it is.
All right, and let's do -4 offense and -2 defense. I don't know how to pronounce this name.
Eloy.
Okay.
ILLAOI. But it is a League of Legends character.
Yep. The Kraken Priestess. Her role is a fighter, so I imagine a little more offensive.
Okay.
For this offensive line character. If she's a Kraken Priestess, I assume that she is the faith of the Kraken, so uses the Kraken's powers to her advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, she has a move called Tentacle Smash, so that's a thing.
That sounds like it could be misconstrued in some way.
Yep.
But I would say if she's a fire, I feel like offense then would be a little bit on the stronger side then.
Yeah. So 4.
Yeah.
All right. And then
balance out that Wrecking Ball.
Yeah. Do you want to just do -2 for defense and ball handling?
Sure.
Cool. All right. Next up on defense, we have Jill Valentine, also from Resident Evil. She's the protagonist of Resident Evil 2.
Well, yeah, she's like kind of like a mainstay in a lot of the a good chunk, not all of them obviously, but a good chunk of the Resident Evil franchise. I just feel like all the I could be very wrong with this, but I feel like with a lot of Resident Evil characters, they all kind of are similar. Also, we are getting clarification that it's only 1 and 3.
1 and 3
is the protagonist, and
Yep.
we apologize to the Resident Evil fans out there.
Our
The
producers tell us that are telling us that we're fucking.
we have producers for this podcast for this
Just
for-
this one
for this
episode.
just this is one episode. We have producers telling us that we're wrong about things. It's great. No, it's okay. Jill. So yeah, Jill. I'm trying. Let's look into Jill's past a little bit.
Seems very protective.
Another agent, another former police individual
Yep.
of the Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance, of which she is a co-founder and one of the original members in the counterterrorism
entire
organization.
Page is notes of like things that she did and not like her abilities.
Well, I mean, I would say that it's probably like I feel like most, when it comes to protagonists in the franchise, it's like I feel like they are good at handling weaponry.
Yeah.
And protectiveness could be a defensive stat as well.
Okay.
Also, she was a former police officer, but she walked out on the police for their injustices, bringing it back to the start of the podcast.
All right.
And also she's a good lockpicker, master marksman.
Okay, so how does that translate to these stats?
I think you gotta go ball handling and defense. I think that's your
Okay.
those are your stats right now.
All right. How about 1 on defense, 3 on ball handling, -4 offense?
Cool.
All right. Next up is Zach. I think also from League.
I would guess so, because it was one of those two characters. Yes, League of Legends, Zach. And my goodness, he looks insane. He is a gooey man.
Boy, goo.
He's a tank master.
Tank, yeah. Big defense stat here, I'm sure.
Is the product of toxic spill that ran through a chemtech seam. Zach has grown from pre-mortal ooze into a thinking being who dwells in the city's pipes, occasionally emerging to help those who cannot help themselves or to rebuild the broken infrastructure of Zon, which I guess is a universe within the League of Legends verse.
Yeah, he also has a skin called Pool Party Zach.
All right. Interesting.
Yeah. So I think defense for sure. And honestly, I don't see much attack or ball handling from this.
Okay, so we could do 4, -2, -2.
Sure.
If we want to do.
And lastly, our last player that we ever need to stat until we do this again next year.
Yes. Joker.
Joker from Persona 5. I don't know much about Joker from Persona 5. I just know that he is from
Persona
5.
The Persona franchise very much confuses me. Because I don't know exactly what Persona, how it functions. I feel like it's a part dating simulator.
No, it's kind of like a spirit inside yourself. It's like if a Pokemon attached to your spirit, but they don't look much like Pokemon. And all the characters are in school, and in Persona 4 they have to go into a TV dimension. I just hit my mic stand, sorry about that. They have to go into a TV dimension. I don't know what the theme of Persona 5 is actually. He looks like a nerd.
And he has really long legs, and that's what matters at the end of the day.
That's what matters when he's a kicker. He's a thief.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
There you go. All right, so then let's up that ball handling stat, shall we?
Let's. All right, I think we should do
4 or 5 here.
Let's do 4 and then a 0 offense and a -4 defense.
All right, so what's the final stats?
Our final stats: offense stat of 3, a defense stat of -6, and a ball handling stat of 3. Gonna be honest, this might be the stats out of any other team that I would prefer having the most.
Yeah. No, yeah. I that's a legit, that's a pretty well balanced, like not over, like really not like, it's like really good and like not too bad overall
On the defense
in terms
part.
of
It's kind of like the inverse of Walsh's stats, where Walsh has a 6 in ball handling and then -3s in the other.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It is a little bit.
But we have
So
a
like
-6 in defense.
so the Weatherford
here.
Sherriffs kind of like are like the Perth Amboys of the West, essentially.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit. All right, I'm really
All
excited
right.
to see how these games go out. Turn out. There's a lot more balanced teams in this league, and there's a lot more Weatherford and East Chicago and Brainerd, and Escondido kind of too, and then Anaconda and Phoenix City and Mansfield exist.
Well, hey, I mean, I'm all for these. Like I think that we're gonna end up seeing maybe whoever is like the most balanced team. I think, probably will end up being the successful ones. I don't know, but
Yeah.
it is funny that we ended up getting the most unbalanced of the teams.
I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah, which I'm glad, because that means that we don't have to worry about those teams. Now that those teams go on hiatus now, we'll come back to them maybe at some point, but they're not in the league. I think overall we do have a batch of really, really just really cool, really balanced teams overall, and I'm very happy with how all of this kind of came out.
Yeah, me too.
Very happy.
Any early predictions on who's going to win each division? Because I honestly don't know. Like our teams were weird to do a practice game with, because both of ours were hyper offense.
Yeah.
So, is a more balanced strategy going to work out? Is our one defensive team going to be super good? I don't know.
How about whoever we do pick, who we think is going to end up winning each division, we have them pair up against each other in the preseason game next week. As our practice, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
As our second practice, and we'll see what we can do with that.
Mm-hmm.
So which division would you like to pick from?
I'll pick the East.
Okay, I'll pick the West. I'm picking the Sheriffs to win it. I think the Sheriffs have. I like seeing the stats that I out of this team here.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a well structured team overall.
And I'm not just saying this because he's listening in, but I actually might have picked Escondido.
Yeah, no, I think I liked. I really find the Western Conference to be a lot on the balanced front.
Except for Kelsey.
Except for Kelsey's team, but like
the Mountaineers.
I think all three, are pretty good, but I like the Weatherford Sheriffs a lot.
Yeah. I think I might go with. I think having a good defense stat is actually going to be really crucial, just because it has to go up against both offense stat and a ball handling stat.
Yeah.
So I think I might see Mansfield winning the East.
Okay. All right, so
that would be my guess, just from the game that we played today.
Then we'll have Mansfield waivers against the Weatherford Sheriffs, for the preseason game.
Yep.
Next week, and then and that's basically going to be our last show before our official next season begins. Next week we'll go really hard into the NFL. Not as hard as we did earlier in the month, but maybe we'll just kind of go division by division, kind of talking about what our thoughts are going in, and we'll give some overall season predictions for you guys as well. And of course, as per usual, we'll take care of the news and all of that jazz. So looking forward to all of that. It's going to be a very fun year. Looking forward to it. Next week will be our season 1 finale, quote unquote. So stay tuned for that. And also our, I believe when the podcast episode goes up, it'll be the 1 year anniversary of TCP and VBB. So that'll be a lot of fun. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for listening. And we will see you next week.
Good night and good ball. Virtual Ball Boys has been brought to you by Team Chaos Productions. Find us on Twitter at Virtual Ball Boys and find more of our work at Team Chaos Pods.